you agree that it has to be someone who is not human guiding you? This question is as it relates to our topic on intuition last week.
Okay. This question is for who? For us.
Yes.
Okay. I think it's a bit of both, but I would say more on the non-physical side than the physical side. Let's say 70-30. Right? Because again, like I mentioned last week, we everyone has some level of intelligence on on this mundane reality, right? But there's an intelligence that a few people could tap into, and still there's a level of that intelligence that can only come to you or I, the individual, because that bit of information is reserved for you or me, right? And to be able to know that it's that's where the difficulty comes in, and to have the awareness to know that is that, and to listen to it as well, because we hear a lot of people say, something told me to not do this, and I went and do it, and look what happened. Or something told me to do this, and I didn't do it, and look what happened. I've heard those things too many times. Not so many times. Too many times. Way too many times. Right? And that's where it is. I think, yes, we seek guidance from people that we look up to. But it's also important to listen to that still voice that says, go here, don't go here, do this, don't do this. And listen to it. Right? Because that makes the difference between an ordinary man and an extraordinary man. Right? Not everyone would speak about it, which is fine. Right? That's perfectly fine. But that is what makes the difference. Right? The greatest men have had some connection to eternity. The greatest minds, you could ask like any one of them, whether it be Einstein, Nikola Tesla, any one of them. They may not have said it in the way you or I or anybody else would have wanted to be said. But the point is, they had the connection.
A higher power.
Yeah. And I think that's where the balance is. Yes, the books are good. Yes, mentors are good. That they are very important. But that extra, right? The unquantifiable,
right?
That is what tips you over from ordinary to extraordinary.
Right. So it makes the source special.
Exactly. Right? You've ever heard of special sauce?
Special sauce.
Yeah, that is what makes the sauce that much tastier. Yeah.
And to add to that, I don't have much to add because Ron said that. He said it, he finessed it.
Well, but for the extra curve.
Yeah. So I would just add that well, before that, the 70-30 was in favor of 70% being
the non-physical.
right.
Yeah.
So I would add to that by saying that I agree that the majority has to come from outside. The guidance has to come from outside because of the fact that, as I mentioned last week, that if left up to our own devices as human beings, we would get ourselves into a lot of trouble.
Well, we could look at how the world is going right now, and you could see
Yeah.
this is what happens when you leave humans to their own devices.
Yeah, hell in a handbasket.
Exactly.
You know? So I would agree that it has to, the majority of it has to come from outside. And also I would so the other percentage that comes from within the intellect, I would say, coming back to the point, I should say, that we have to learn from our experiences. And if through learning from our experiences that guidance and, for want of a better word, sorry, I just lost train of thought. But basically that those experiences to help us become better is important and imperative that we learn from our experiences. Right? So other than the majority being external guidance, we also need to improve through self-development, conscious self-development, via our experiences as well. So that's my little 2 cents on top of Ron's answer.